repairs. That is happening until Tuesday. On the trains, we've still, if you were going to use Great Western between Guildford and Gatwick Airport, there are buses there running instead of the trains because of engineering works. But everything else looks to be doing just fine, unless you know different, in which case the number is 0808 100 1041, please.
I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, but it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try, take a chance on me. That's all I ask of you, honey. Take a chance on me. We can go dancing, we can go walking, as long as we're together. Listen to some music, maybe just talking, get to know you better. 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. You want me to leave it there, afraid of a love affair, but I think you know that I can't let go. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone, when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try, take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Oh, you can take your time, baby. I'm in no hurry. No, I'm gonna get you. You don't wanna hurt me, baby, don't worry. I ain't gonna let you. Let me tell you now, my love is strong enough to last when things are rough. It's magic. You say that I waste my time, but I can't get you off my mind. Oh, I can't let go, 'cause I love you so.
it's Kirsten O'Brien with you on BBC Radio Berkshire. It's icy this morning. I've been scraping the car. I didn't allow time for that. Anyway, I'm starting with news of a new play that's been adapted by Have I Got News for You's Ian Hislop. And it's at the Watermill in Newbury, so we'll find out all about it next.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
BBC Radio Berkshire, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Tracks of My Tears. Morning, how you doing? It's Kirsten O'Brien with you. It was icy to start with, wasn't it? I had to sort of root round in my car for where the scrapey thing was. I couldn't find it first thing, but it looks like it's nice out there now. I'll do a full weather update for you around about 10:30. But I want to start talking theatre and a new production coming to the Watermill in Newbury. It's Ian Hislop, you know, of Have I Got News for You fame, and his collaborator Nick Newman, who've staged a new adaptation of A.G. MacDonald's classic satirical novel Autobiography of a Cad. Now, if you don't know the tale around this, it's a fictional politician who's gone from the classrooms of Eton to the hallways of Parliament, all while armed with a universal disregard for the rules, the truth, the women in his life. Sounds quite familiar, really, doesn't it? We are told that this is happily fictitious. It bears no relation to any politician, past, present or future. Well, James Mack is the actor starring as the Cad in the title. He's been telling me more about the production that's coming to Newbury.
So we are putting on a production of Ian Hislop and Nick Newman's new play called The Autobiography of a Cad, which is a very funny satire. It's an adaptation of a novel originally written by A.G. MacDonald in the late 1930s. And Ian and Nick have brought this their own brilliant satire or satirical vision to that original piece and updated it for 2025.
So I suppose the advantage is that you get to play in it for the first time. The disadvantage is sometimes actors can go and watch other people do it, can't they, and go, oh, okay, and you won't have had that opportunity.
No, exactly. I mean, one of the brilliant things about this is that we're all getting to originate these roles, which is so exciting. And exactly like you say, often, you might be influenced by famous actors or famous productions that you might have seen. But in this case, we've really got the creative freedom to just play and create these characters ourselves. So it's really exciting.
So tell me about your character then.
So I'm playing the eponymous Cad. He's a pretty horrible man, to be honest, but written in a fantastically funny, tongue-in-cheek way. He is a Tory politician in the 1930s, fighting for his political career. So it's sort of crisis point for him, and he decides, in order to try and salvage his career, to write his memoirs. So the play then charts his, we sort of go back in time and watch his journey through school life at Eton, and then he goes to Oxford, and we experience all of the scandals and tribulations that he went through in World War I, and then his political sort of comeback, if you like, in the second half. So it's he's a pretty scandalous chap, but not that you can imagine any politician in recent history that's been to Eton and Oxford, and bumblingly charming, he manages to sort of hoodwink his way back to the top.
I was going to say, are you playing this in a blonde wig? Sort of messy-haired blonde wig.
You know what? People keep asking me that, and I have to say that I will not be wearing any blonde wig, no.
But what's interesting, as you've touched on there, is, you said that this is a novel from the past, but the themes are so current.
I mean, that's what's really, brilliant and also quite terrifying about it, is that although it was written in 1938, it honestly is so sort of alarmingly prescient that it's as if it could have been, written yesterday, or, and you sort of, we were chatting to Ian and Nick about this yesterday, and in a way, there's sort of, we can take some comfort in the fact that things have always been politically challenging. This story is nearly 100 years old. Obviously, it's a fictitious version, but we keep repeating these issues again and again. And, although we might be throwing our fists up going, what on earth is going on right now? It's always been going on. So, it's quite, I think there are a lot of themes that will resonate with a modern audience for sure.
James, you just casually slung in there, and we were chatting to Ian yesterday. Ian Hislop, I was going to ask if you got to meet him. What's he like?
Oh, Ian and Nick are absolutely lovely. They're so brilliant and incredibly supportive. It's great, honestly. It's such a collaboration, and they're very generous with their, this play's very wordy, and I may have made several mistakes yesterday, and they were very charming about it and incredibly encouraging. So it's honestly so much fun to work with them, and I think they're really excited about this show.
And so how do they work? Because obviously when it comes to political satire, political comedy, Ian is definitely your man. Is it all already set? Or when you say collaborative, are tweaks, changes? Oh, that worked. Oh, let's throw that line in. Is it evolving?
So they've absolutely set the script, and that's all locked in. But in terms of playing in the room and allowing us to sort of take lines in different directions and introduce different themes, and the way that Paul's our director Paul Hart, the way he's directing the show, is really taking everything that they've put on the page and sort of lifting it up and making it incredibly sort of fast paced and very active, and there's a lot of sort of movement and running around. It's certainly a fast-paced piece of theatre. It's not a sit back in your seat and let it wash over you. I think audience members will be really drawn into it and have an amazing night out.
I really like the sound of that. Well, I've got a little bit more chat on the way with James Mack, who is starring as the Cad in that autobiography of a cad at the Watermill in Newbury. So we'll do that.
Every dream I dream is about you. Honey, I can't live without you. Baby, 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 baby. You're my everything. You're my everything. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're my everything. You're that boy I sing about in every love song. Every love song I sing. You're my everything. You're my winter, baby. Oh, my summer, my fall, and my spring. You're my everything. Ooh, I was blessed that day I found you. Gonna build my whole world around you. You're everything good, and you're all that matters to me. Baby, baby, you're my everything. You're my everything. Oh, yes, you are. You're my everything. You're my everything. You mean the world to me. Oh, yes, you're my everything.
Comic. Back to my chat now with James Mack, who you can see starring in Autobiography of a Cad, which is an upcoming production at the Watermill Theatre in Newbury. It's an adaptation of a book that's been put together by Ian Hislop, who, of course, you'll know from Have I Got News From You, and his longtime collaborator, Nick Newman. And James is sort of saying about how frenetic it is on stage for him, and I spotted that he's been in one of my favourite plays, One Man, Two Governors. So I asked if he's drawn to playing these big comedy roles.
Absolutely. I mean, I love it. I love playing comedy, and farce is, One Man, Two Governors, obviously a brilliant modern farce, and lots of slapstick comedy in that. And there's certainly elements of that in this production. Absolutely. It's something I love doing, and I think audiences really enjoy that. And certainly at the moment, people just want to go to the theatre to have a great laugh and enjoy an evening out. And I think that's definitely what the autobiography of a Cad is going to do.
And how comfortable are you being a cad? Because in a way, it's the sort of panto baddie, isn't it? Have you done this? Is this you being typecast here?
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? No, I've not played someone as sort of horribly twisted as this before. But I think what I'm certainly trying to do is bring an element of charm to him, because like all of these these sort of villainous characters, there is a certain element of it that draws people in, and people sort of have to be taken up and taken into the sort of evil ways. So I'm having a lot of fun playing him. It's definitely something that I want to leave in the theatre or in the rehearsal room, so that as soon as the day's over, I can go back to being myself. But I've got to admit, it's a lot of fun to do when we're in the scenes.
And what about, how familiar are you with Newbury?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to work at the Watermill several times, and so know Newbury pretty well now, and it's fantastic being back. It's such a beautiful part of the world, and always lovely to come back. So yeah, I'm really pleased to be back in Newbury. Right, well, how long are you here for, and how can people get tickets? Yeah, sure. So we open on the 7th of February, and then we're playing through at the Watermill Theatre until the 22nd of March. And we would absolutely love people to come and see it. It's a really fun, exciting night out, and you can get tickets by going to the Watermill Theatre's website. That's a good old run, isn't it? Do you know what you're doing after this? How sort of mapped out is your year, James? Well, I'm not going on to another acting job straight after this, but I am taking a delayed, belated honeymoon, which I'm really excited about. So me and my wife are going to Vietnam at the beginning of April. So we're, really looking forward to that. Definitely not a cad. Definitely not a cad. No, happily married. Nice, man. We'll have an absolute ball with it. It sounds like it's going to be brilliant. Lovely to chat to you, James. Thank you. And you, thank you so much for having me.
I got a truckload, and when you get it, you got something. So don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way, and I'll make it better each and every day. So honey, don't you fret, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Play it, Steve. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Ha! Listen, was brought up on a side street. Learn out love before I could eat. I was educated for good stuff. When I start loving, I just can't stop. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Well, grab the rope and I'll pull you in. Give you hope and be your only boyfriend. Yeah, yeah. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. You're a soul man. Ha! I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Ha! Ha! Steve Cropper and Duck Diamond.
Watching. I've got news about Windsor's Elton John, because following last year's documentary and the accompanying single, Elton and Brandy Carlisle are back as a duo. They've got a new single, Who Believes in Angels, and it's been released ahead of what will be Elton's 5th collaboration album following 2021's lockdown sessions. Well, Gabby Roslin spoke to them about friendship, how the album came about, and why they don't just want to do ballads.
Don't need to laugh so hard. You don't have to wear a tie. Sometimes honest is being caught inside a lie. And I've been there.
If a song moves you and you feel emotive, that's what you try and do as a songwriter. That's what your job is, to connect people with your song so they can remember it and have a special moment with it. And Who Believes in Angels is such a strong song. It's about the love that we have for each other as artists and talent, but more about the love we have for each other as people. And that's why it's such a beautifully emotive song.
But there's a line in this song where you say, set the pleasantries aside. And that's what friendship is, isn't it? That's what it's
and when that happens in a friendship, it makes a really wild transition, and it gets dangerous and it gets really beautiful. And that is what happened.
Brandy and I have been destined to be friends forever, because the first time I met her in Las Vegas and played on a record of hers, there was a connection, and we became friends straight away. And I've never really met someone like that as a musician that I felt that connection to ever.
What do you say we set the pleasantries aside? Even the diamonds look like rocks to the untrained eye.
Let's talk about the extraordinary story, as I said, about how this all came to be.
Well, I wanted to do an album with Brandy, and we went in with nothing. We went in with Andrew Watt, the producer, Bernie Taupin, my co-writer, Brandy and myself, and we didn't know what the hell was going to happen. But I knew what I wanted to happen. I wanted to be, I wanted to make an album full of energy that didn't sound like anything I'd done. Brandy and I could do ballads coming out of our backsides, but I just didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
although there are lovely ballads on the record. Yeah. I wanted the people in the world to see and hear how great she is at stretching out, and she did, by God.
He didn't want us to do a ballad album. He thought that's what people would expect from us. But after a lot of ideas of what the album could be, you know, he would call me and say, it's going to be Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, or we're going to be the Eurythmics, or it'll be like Buddy Holly and Patsy Cline. You know, one day he was just like, we're going to be ourselves.
I'm going to ask, everyone's going to want to see you doing this live, both of you together.
I don't know yet. It depends on how my eyesight is. We will obviously be able to do 2 or 3 songs. I don't really want to go out and tour again. But I think I'd probably like to do a TV special or something like that.
Oh,
where we actually play
yes!
In a studio maybe, and just, you know, go for it. I think we have to do that because we owe it to ourselves to play these songs live, because they're such live songs to play.
I'll be playing them for the rest of my life.
You see?
That's the gift that I've gotten from this, is that Alden helped make me these beautiful songs that I get to sing forever, and we're going to sing them together if we get the chance. So we're still talking about it.
Absolutely. This is the happiest time of my life. Yeah, I've got my eyesight's not great at the moment, but we're working on that.
Yes.
But to hell with that. I have the greatest family, the greatest friends, and I'm in love with my music. And I know I'm so lucky, Gabby, to have had the life I've had, and to be at my age, 78 next March. God, you can't ask for more than that. And it's because it's just an open road. And this album is an open road. It's going to lead to many other things.
Oh, I loved that positivity. I'm taking that positivity from Elton John. He's never been happier. His family, his friendships, his career. Yes to that from the man who, as he says, 78 next birthday. I'm going to carry that positivity forth today. Berkshire's weather. Let's stay positive, people. Oh, patchy low cloud and fog. A little bit. Actually, no, positivity. It's dry and there is wintry sunshine out there. So we'll take that, won't we? There's some lovely things. We've got a top temperature of 8 degrees. This evening and tonight, we'll start clear, but then we've got this band of cloud moving in from the east overnight. However, there will be some clear spells, and we've got an increasing easterly breeze expected. Tomorrow, we will see mostly cloudy skies, spells of patchy light rain. It will push in from the south in the afternoon, and it might be wintry on the hills. That rain might see a little bit of sleet on the hills, breezy as well. A top temperature tomorrow of only 5 degrees. For a full 14-day forecast, you can go to bbc.co.uk/Radio Berkshire.
Chris. Hello, good morning, everybody.
I'm furious at myself because I said yesterday, didn't I need to catch up with The Apprentice, and I sat there last night and thought, I can't think of anything to watch on telly. And then this morning I've read something about who went out last week, so I've scuppered myself. So if you are behind, the second one is out tonight, so catch up with The Apprentice on the iPlayer there. Right, the traffic seems to be doing all right, you know, with roads across the county, nothing much doing. A few roadworks then to warn you about. Maidenhead, temporary lights and expect delays. It's on Marlow Road at Sun Lane. There's gas main work and emergency repairs happening there. In Old Windsor, Elton John will need to know this, there are temporary lights on Burfield Road at Cornwall Road because of gas main work, but they are finishing today, Elton. So if you're going out for the weekly shop, good to go from tomorrow, I would say, on that one. And on the trains, if you were planning on getting on Great Western Railway between Guildford and Gatwick Airport, there are buses running instead of trains. There's engineering work going on there, so just check before you travel on that one. If you know about anything else happening on our roads, 0808 100 1041, please.
The sound
sound of Berkshire.
Together we can make a difference. BBC Radio Berkshire.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south, London town. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. But it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't wanna make it cry or sing. Yes, then an old guitar is all he can afford when he gets up under the lights to play his thing. Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of Swing. And a crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner, drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies in their platform soles. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans that play Creole. Creole. are the Sultans. We are the Sultans of Swing.
Berkshire, and all the music you love.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you, and you said you had to get your laundry clean. Didn't want no one to hold you. What does that mean? And you said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. You're on a roll and now you pray it lasts. The road behind was rocky, but now you're feeling cocky. You look at me and you see your past. Is that the reason why you're running so fast? And she said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Never let another girl like you work me over. Never let another girl like you drag me under. If I need another girl like you, I will tell her. Never want another girl like you. Have to say, oh, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving.
BBC Radio Berkshire, Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride. I've got a tale of royalty, secrets, friendships and illegitimate children. Now, it came to the author Rosalind Freeborn, amazingly, from a story told to her by her grandmother, and she recounted it in a new historical novel called Prince George and Master Frederick, which counts Windsor Castle as one of its primary locations. Well, Rosalind has been telling me all about the story that her grandmother used to tell her.
As a child, she used to say and sit very grandly at our kitchen table and say, well, you know, we have a connection with George III. And as a child, I thought, no, it's very, very unlikely. But when I was about 22, I sat down with her because I'd become interested in that period of history and thought, what is it? And she told me it was very fragmentary. And I'm glad I wrote it down because she died a few years later. And she said, basically, the house that she had lived in Yorkshire, which was called Kirby Misperton, had been the home of the firstborn, wrong side of the blanket, son of George III. And as she was growing up there, she was there from this about 1900 to about 1921 or something. And she said on the wall, there was a picture of him and he was called Blomberg, Frederick Blomberg. And I parked all of this stuff and it just chewed away at me over the years. I thought, well, I'll pass on this little bit of family gossip to my children, but maybe before I do that, and before even the poor grandchildren get it, I'll do a bit of research. And because we live now when we have the joys of the internet and AI and research, I found out that yes, Frederick Blomberg had lived in the house where she had lived in, and his story was so astonishing that I thought I must look into this more. So that began a whole journey of research, which took me, well, to London and to Windsor and to Somerset and then back to Yorkshire again. It was extraordinary.
How brilliant. So do you think it was just knowledge that had been passed down over the years then to your grandmother, and obviously she just took it as fact and just told you? And
I think she took it as fact, and I think she probably absorbed the idea and thought that maybe she and her family were related. And I can safely say that we're not. It was all to do with the property, and it was quite a grand estate in Yorkshire. But the whole thing, as I was researching it, my interest was piqued when I came across a ghost story, and the ghost story talked about how the father of Frederick Blomberg, had been a soldier, and he was in the Caribbean, and he'd been killed. And on the night of his death, he appeared to his commanding officer saying, "I am Blomberg. When you return to England, seek out the orphan son of my secret marriage and tell the king." And these soldiers saw this apparition and thought, that's weird. And anyway, they then discovered that their colleague, Major William Blomberg, had indeed been killed. And when they came back to England, they sought out this child at the address, and sure enough, there was a little boy, not quite 4 years old. They told the king, and King George III, who was by this time married to Queen Charlotte and had 2 children, they decided to adopt him. And I thought, well, that's extraordinary. Why would a royal couple adopt a child that they knew nothing of, or claimed to know nothing of, and had never met before, and bring him into their home? They were living at Richmond Palace at the time, and make him a playmate to their then 3-year-old Prince George, the Prince of Wales, future Prince Regent, and George IV. So that's how little Frederick Blomberg somehow came to be brought up as a royal prince. And he lived at Richmond, then he moved to Kew, and then the family ultimately moved to Windsor Castle. And it's amazing when you look and research this, because historians have completely ignored him. If you read any of the books and biographies, you might hear reference to, Master Frederick Blomberg, the adopted son, or the foster child, or worst of all, the whipping boy. It was clear that he was in the household at the time, but I don't think anyone ever paid any attention to who he was. And I think, based on my grandmother's story, that this was a firstborn illegitimate child before he was married, that the king very generously absorbed into his life. And I think they genuinely loved Master Frederick. One of the most amazing discoveries I made was a little portrait, which turned out to be the very portrait that my grandmother had grown up looking at.
No.
And it was a drawing that was made when little Frederick was 7, and Queen Charlotte had commissioned this artist to draw portraits of all of the family. And only last year, amazingly enough, this little portrait came up for auction, and it was bought by King Charles III for the Royal Collection Trust. And now it's back at Windsor Castle in a box in the print room at Windsor Castle with all of the other pictures of his siblings, the princes and the parents. So I just think, obviously, the royal researchers and archivists are now beginning to understand that, yes, Frederick was a royal child, and it would be lovely to know more about him. But as I'm not a historian or an academic, I just came upon this story and thought, well, all I can do with this is research it, and then what I can do is tell a story. I can write a novel. So I decided to make his story into a novel, which it's a very acceptable way of joining up the dots that a lot of historians and historical writers have done. You know where people are, you know roughly what was going on, you know where they ended up, but in the space in between, that's room for fiction. You can create any story you want.
That's Rosalind Freeborn, and the book is called Prince George and Master Frederick. It is weird sometimes, isn't it? Those stories that get told and you sort of think, what? Passed down along. I remember years ago, my Auntie Dot suddenly went, oh yes, remember when your mum was in that siege in Charles de Gaulle Airport? And my mum's been dead for years, so we were like, what? Sorry? And apparently, my mum used to travel when we were young with us. We were in Algeria when I was 2, and then to Kuwait, Nigeria, Singapore. My mum used to quite often travel with the 2 of us to meet my dad, and apparently there'd been some incident, this is early 70s, and all the women and children were put in the toilets at Charles de Gaulle Airport, and it was years later before, and obviously I can't ask my mum what on earth went on. Sometimes if you just have even a nugget of a family story, it's so precious to just have in your life, isn't it?
If I were a drummer, I would use my cymbals. If I were a writer, I would use my pencil. I would use my voice if I were a singer. Ooh, no matter who or what we are, we must praise. If I were a doctor, I would use my research, a prolific dissertation. If I were a speaker, I would use my hands. If I were a potter, ooh, oh, no matter who or what we are, we must pray. Oh, let the people of God, come on and bless Him. Come on and lift your voice up. Let it ring with the bedroom. Oh, with the gifts we exalt Thee. We must pray. If I were an eagle, I would use my wings. Ooh, since I'm a believer, I'll use everything. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No matter who or what we are, we must praise. Oh, let the people of God bless Him. Let it ring with love. Love and truth, Lord. Oh, Lord. Merciful, wonderful God. Oh, God. Come on, bless Him. Yeah, yeah. Oh, come on and bless Him. Praise His holy name. He's so worthy. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Somebody bless Him. Oh, come on and bless Him. Lord. Praise His holy name. With the gifts we exalt Thee. Oh, Lord. We must pray.
Kirsten O'Brien with you. You know, earlier we were listening to Gabby Roslin chatting about Elton's fifth collaboration album, Elton John, that's coming out, and it's with Brandi Carlile again. They're back as a duo, and it ended with this real positivity of him saying, I've never been happier, my life's wonderful, my family's wonderful, my career's still so much to go, amazing at 77. I literally opened the Daily Express after that, and page 3 straight away is the Rocket Man blows his fuse. Sir Elton John throwing a strop, slamming his headphones down. He shouts it's a sweary nightmare, rips up a sheet of music saying I'm going home, and it's one of the tense scenes that has been captured, and there's various pictures in there of him crying, having a hug off someone, throwing his headphones down, all part of this documentary. So it's that thing, isn't it, of, you know, every time we think that somebody's life is wonderful and particularly on the socials, sometimes people can paint their lives like it's just nice to see a bit of reality. And okay, he has got upset. He does throw strops. It's all fine. He's very real, like the rest of us, after all. So Elton John doing that. Somebody else that's got a little bit of a comeback on the go. Recognise this straight away. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath going to be reunited for the very last time for a special homecoming gig this summer. So he's not toured because he's got a combination of Parkinson's and spinal injuries, but he is going to be back. They're going to headline a one-day festival at Villa Park. Dozens of bands they inspired are going to play, like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, all going to be there. So it sounds like quite an exciting gig, that one going on. Proceeds from the show are going to go to support Cure Parkinson's, the Birmingham Children's Hospital, Acorn Children's Hospice, and as I say, a chance to see Ozzy in action one last time. That's going to be.
Well, y'all, there's a little song that my grandmother taught me a long time ago. One day I was sick and I wasn't feeling too good, but she said, son, come on down to the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus, he's my doctor, and he writes all of my prescription, and he gives me all of my medicine. Come on, it's in the room. Yeah. Why don't you come on in the room? Come on in the room. Jesus, is my doctor. Ain't it? Oh, and he gives me all of my medicine. Come on, it's in the prayer. Oh, Lord. Listen here, y'all. I don't know if you ever been in the room before, but whatever you need is in the room. It's in the room. All you got to do is come on down. Come on in the room. Jesus, is my doctor. He gives me all of my medicine. Come on in the prayer. Oh, Lord. Listen here, y'all. Come on.
we're all dreaming of summer.
It'll be here before we know it, Kirsten, it will.
Right, the roads are all looking good, actually. So in Maidenhead, we have got some temporary lights on Marlow Road at Sun Lane. There's gas main work and emergency repairs happening there. Old Basing, traffic is taking turns on Byfleet Avenue for works on telecom cables between Hatch Lane and Appleway. And in Windsor, temporary lights on Dedworth Road near Vale Road because of gas